Step number 4 of the 10 steps to success. And that is step 4 being commitment. Okay. So being committed is one of the key elements. And as I always say, if you're not having success in your business, it's usually because you're not doing one of the 10 steps. And the fourth step is critical. It is so critical because I've heard time and time and time again people who have decided to join me in some business, some opportunity, and they say, well, yeah, I'll give it 90 days and see how it goes. And as soon as they say that, I know that they're probably not going to last. They're probably not going to do it because that kind of attitude, they've already said, oh, 90 days and, I'm out, right? You can't do that. It's got to be way beyond that if you're going to be successful in your business. Okay. So motivation is what gets you started, but commitment is what keeps you going. So we have to treat it like a promise. Okay. When we talk about marriage as an institution is so important because it's based on a commitment that is through good and evil, through wealth and poverty, through sickness and health every single day, right? That is the promise. Okay. That is what a new marriage is based on, is that we're committing to each other through thick and thin, right? And there's going to be bad days. There's going to be heartbreaking days. There's going to be times where we get sick or we have different things happen, and we're going to stick through it together because it's worth it, right? And if we can think of our business that way, if we can stick to our business that way and have that kind of a commitment attitude to it, right? Plant your flag kind of thing, then you know that okay, when hard times come, when the negative days come, when people quit on you or people tell you no, or rejection or whatever it is, that it's okay. We're going to keep going because the mission and the results and the benefits are worth it. So here's my confession. Okay. I love my business, and love is commitment. That's what it is. And it requires me to be involved. Okay. And so I ask, am I committed or am I just involved? Right. That is the question. Okay? Because commitment means staying loyal to what you said you're going to do long after the mood you set it in has left you. Right. So here is a hint about what that is. So this morning, before preparing to participate in this meeting, for breakfast, I sit down to a plate that contains the following foods, right? I've got my bacon and my eggs, right? A lot of people probably heard this example before, but it's representative of two different animals, right? So before eating, I kept thinking, I told my wife, there are two animals represented here. So which animal do you think is the one that is just involved and which one is actually committed, right? So, of course, the answer, she looks me in the eye, and despite the timing and the situation, she tells me without hesitation and with a lot of affection, the chicken is involved, but the pig is committed. Okay. So, which one are you? That is the question, right? If you're involved, then you participate only out of necessity or curiosity, maybe. But once the excitement wears off, you move on to the next thing, right? There's no sense of ownership or mission. However, when you're committed, you are excited to do something, you do it because you feel passion to the fullest. You continue long after the excitement wears off because of the long term potential and the greater cause. So that's what we're talking about today. So here's my personal declaration. I, Jeremy Jenkins, am committed to my business, not just involved. I'm committed. How about you? So, what does that mean? What does that mean? So, here are some tips. Here are some things that you can do to make sure that you are committed, right? So, I can tell people that are committed and the ones that aren't, right? The ones that are just involved. So if I see you on at least one Zoom call per week, okay, which in this case is this one, then guess what? Yeah, I know that you're committed, okay? So that would be the commitment, being on at least one call a week minimum. Now, if you can be on more, great, right? I don't expect you though to, be on a call every single day and all that. You don't want to go crazy and like take away from family life and living, right? Of course not. But hey, one Zoom call a week is all we ask. Okay. Then when it's time, weekly in-person meeting, right? Those are awesome. Now that could be, a small group. It could be a one-on-one. Doesn't matter, right? But doing something at least once a week in person with the team, with, somebody that you brought to the business, whatever, that is something that shows you are committed. Okay. And then, of course, monthly events, right? So once we have monthly events, then that will also be a sign of being committed, is to say, you know what, I can go for a couple hours at least once a month and participate, right? And learn and be educated and rub shoulders, right? And all that. That shows commitment. If you're not doing that, then you're just involved and your success rate is not going to be as high as you'd like it to. Okay. So huge, huge things. And then the other thing is be contacting daily on a daily basis, right? And you can set your own goal, what that looks like, whether that's, I'm going to contact one person or 5 people or 10 people, whatever it is, whatever you feel like you can do. But that is the commitment. If you're not contacting daily, and that can just be a quick text message. Okay, we're not talking about you got to do a 30-minute phone call or anything. We're just talking about just a quick contact, sending a message, saying, "Hey, happy birthday" to somebody on Facebook, whatever it is, some way of contacting somebody. It doesn't even have to. And I'm not talking about inviting, right? I'm not talking about doing invitations to the business on a daily. No, I'm talking about just contacting, just saying hi, just rekindling, friendships, right? Whatever, some kind of contacting on a daily basis, whatever that looks like to you. Texting, social media, a phone call, meeting somebody for lunch, whatever that is, be contacting daily. Okay. And then doing personal development. You got to be doing the personal development to show commitment. Now, if you can on a daily basis, I would recommend it, right? Reading a chapter a day in a book, watching a video, listening to a podcast, whatever is best for you, whatever you like, but just commit to doing, maybe 10, 15 minutes. That's all it takes on a daily basis, though, right? If you've ever read The Slight Edge, that's what Jeff Olson talks about, is the difference of, and I love this, and we're going to talk about this in the next one, actually. Step 5 is personal development. But I just love his whole concept about how you can't just go out for a jog and expect to lose 20 pounds, right? It doesn't work that way, right? Just like going out and maybe eating a hamburger or eating some fries doesn't, make you blow up like a balloon, right, overnight. Yeah, at least it shouldn't. But years of eating unhealthy will, right? It gets you, in the overweight. Well, same thing. You can't just go for a run or go, jog on the treadmill for a little bit and expect to lose 20 pounds. It takes every day. Now, it doesn't mean, and you can't also go and do it all at once. You can't binge it, right? You can't say, oh, I'm going to go run on the treadmill for 10 hours today and expect to lose weight. It doesn't work that way either. It takes time. It has to be a little bit every single day over a period of time. And that is the slight edge that will take you upwards instead of downwards, right? And so, same thing, eating healthy takes time. You got to do it for over a period of time, and now it will help you to lose weight. So those are just examples from that book. But this idea of personal development, if we're learning a little bit every single day, guess what? Over a year's period of time, wow, we could get an entire formal education in that time period, right? Whereas if you're not, if you're just, watching Netflix or, wasting time playing games on your phone or whatever, then guess what? Yeah, you're not going to advance, right? You're not going to have that slight edge that other people have. So that's just one example. There's so many examples in all these books that are just amazing. So personal development on a daily basis also shows that commitment. Then being a product of the product, right? So, as we advance with all of this and the positive social impact that we want to have, we're going to want to be a product of the product, whatever that means, right? So there's lots of different ways we can do that and participate in it. It won't be hard, I don't think, because that's the whole idea, right? That the product itself is a benefit to people. So, but having your own testimonial, using the product, being able to show that on social media or wherever, hey, look, this is how it worked for me. This is how I saved money. This is how I was able to, go on a vacation or whatever. That will be super fun, right? And so being a product of the product gives you a story to tell so that people can know that it's real, right? Having your own testimonial that it works. And then, of course, treating it like a business. Okay. You got to treat it as something professional because, the difference between an amateur and a professional is that professionals get paid to do it, right? That's really it, right? Like I can go golfing all the time, but when I become a pro golfer, it's because they're now paying me to play golf, right? And so now if we're doing what we love to do, which is to go and share things with people and help people, have better buying power and all the different things that we're going to do, guess what? If we're treating it like a business, now we get to be paid at it because we're professionals. Okay. So Lisa Satora said, treat your business like a business and it will pay you like a business. But if you treat your business like a hobby, it will cost you like a hobby, right? And we all know that your hobby, yeah, you're paying to do, play golf, right? Whereas as a professional, they're paying you to play golf, right? That's the difference. So now, some movie wisdom. I've always loved movies. I'm a movie fan. That's our favorite thing to do as a family is to go to the latest movies, when they come out. And so back in the 80s, we had Mr. Yoda, right? And he said, do or do not. There is no try. Okay, so what does that have to do with commitment? It's exactly that. If you're committed, you do it, or you just don't do it, right? You don't just be involved. You don't just kind of do it halfway, half-hearted. No, you do it, or you don't do it. There is no try. And then, of course, Mr. Miyagi from The Karate Kid said, either you karate do yes or karate do no. You karate do guess so, and you're going to get squished just like a grape. Okay. I always love that. So commitment, right? You're doing karate. You're doing the business. You're doing whatever it is. You're not only halfway doing it. You're not only kind of, oh, maybe, right? Guess so. No. Decide. Decide that you're going to do it and then do it. Commit. Okay. That's the message. So, and the final word on this is that it really comes down to it's on your honor. This is your reputation. This is your word. This is who you are. So when you make a commitment, you're giving your word and putting your honor on the line. So if we can take that to heart and we can say, we are fully committed, we are going to do this no matter what, thick or thin, sickness or health, all that, right? Just like a marriage. And we decide, yes, I'm going to do this. I'm not going to get squished like a grape. Then we can show people that we are honorable and that we are trustworthy and that they would want to do business with us because we're going to stick through it no matter what. So step number 4, my friends, commitment. Let's do it. Let's commit to this. And I guarantee if we do that combined with the other 10 steps, we will have success. So with that, I'll let you get back to your Saturdays. Thanks so much for jumping on. And we will see all of you in the next presentation. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Jeremy. Good
Bye-bye.
job.
Thank you.